Marjorie Taylor Greene has been in the news again this week because she is campaigning for the release of Derek Chauvin. I mean, of all the causes to take up as a Republican, what is she, a congresswoman? As a Republican representative, whatever the fuck it is that she is, of all the causes to take up, why the fuck would you campaign? Why would you waste your political capital campaigning and lobbying for the release of the guy that killed the guy that sparked the Black Lives Matter movement? Like, that is what this guy is in jail for. He was jailed for 22 years because he stamped on and kicked and suffocated George Floyd. And the jury convicted him. They've sent him down for 2 decades. But because the United States is ostensibly in a kind of like, you know, like it was a Cold War back in the 80s with the USSR, with the Soviet Union. Well, the US is currently in a sort of Cold War state, but it's like a race war. You've got Donald Trump and the white nationalists and the Nazis and the people who wank themselves limp when they see somebody like Elon Musk, who comes from apartheid South Africa, doing goose steps and Nazi salutes and shit. You got the Proud Boys, probably the KKK, Steve Bannon, and probably a couple of others, right? So you got the white nationalist lot over here, and then you've got the progressives, the Democrats, normal people, sane people over here who just want like a rules-based system and not too much racism. I mean, it's still America, right? There's always going to be a bit of racism. They're okay with a bit of racism, but that's them over there. So you got a sort of very polite, slightly bubbling up, lots of tension there, kind of race war going on. And this feeds directly into that. Like, if you're a Georgia representative, if you're Marjorie Taylor Greene, you could expend political capital and your resources in your office, both in Georgia and in DC. You could expend resources improving people's lives, doing something worthwhile, improving society. You could do that. But there's a couple of problems with that. Number one is you lack the intellect to be able to actually find solutions to the... I mean, I don't have any solutions to the problems either. I don't. The problems that we face are truly terrifying. Climate change, fossil fuels, all of it is horror. We've been through this, guys. But Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't have the intellect to even understand that there are problems out there. Marjorie Taylor Greene just wants to surf that zeitgeist of this polite culture war, Cold War, race war thing. And this is perfect for that. If she campaigns for the release of Derek Chauvin, I hope I'm saying his name right, that feeds into it, doesn't it? Because it's going to piss off the lefties and it emboldens the far right. So that's why she's doing it. She said, I strongly support Derek Chauvin being pardoned and released from prison. The MAGA congresswoman posted on X, adding her voice to a growing MAGA push for his release. George Floyd died of a drug overdose, she says. Although, interestingly, like, it took me 2 seconds to ask ChatGPT this. I said, what was the actual cause of death for George Floyd? What did he die of? GPT says, official autopsy, cause of death, cardiopulmonary arrest, complicating law enforcement, subdual, restraint, and neck compression. Manner of death, homicide. Says the report mentioned underlying health conditions such as heart disease and the presence of fentanyl and methamphetamine, but concluded the death was due to police restraint. And then apparently there's an independent autopsy commissioned by his family, also found asphyxia due to sustained pressure. So what a fucking surprise. Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking abject fucking nonsense again. The Jewish space lasers conspiracy theorist is talking rubbish. Colour me shocked. And the reason that I bring this up in conversation is, like, not just to mock the ridiculousness of someone like her with her power and influence choosing to use her time and power to back a cause like this. Although, you know, it's worth mocking that regardless. The reason I bring this up is because she's also been in the news this week for this bill to criminalize gender-affirming care advances. Or this one's on Pink News. Marjorie Taylor Greene bill would jail doctors who provide trans youth with gender-affirming care. And they're already, like, this bill hasn't even passed yet. They're already talking about massively restricting gender-affirming care, even like for adults. Like, it was never about the kids. It was never about what's best for the kids. It's always about oppression and control and victimizing and victim blaming. And it's really fucking weird because it's like, if you look at her two policies that she is lobbying for at the moment, you know, she wants to ignore the results of this autopsy and then this other independent autopsy. She wants to ignore the results of them, overrule the court that found beyond any reasonable doubt that that guy was guilty of homicide. She wants to free Derek Chauvin, who murdered a man. She wants to free him, pardon him, but at the same time, jail fucking doctors from caring for people. It's like the Trump's America now is so fucked. Like, you could pretty soon be living in a country where it is literally, it's fine to kill a guy, but identifying as a guy, that's a no-no. That is a step too far. You can kill a guy, that's fine. But how dare you identify as one if you were not assigned those genitals at birth? That is too much.
Just another video with Adrian.